Brought to you by Penguin.
The Stoic Guide to a Happy Life. 53 Brief Lessons for Living. Written by Massimo Pigliucci and read by Peter Coleman.
To my wife Jennifer, whose love and support are making it easy to live a happy life. Part 1. Betting on the Philosopher's Slave. Part 1, Chapter 1. Epictetus and Me. My life changed instantly and for the better in the fall of 2014. At least, an important, impactful, and positive change began then, and is continuing now. The trigger was my first reading of a philosopher I had never heard of, despite the fact that he was a household name for 18 centuries or thereabouts. Epictetus. The words in questions were, I have to die. If it is now, well then I die now. If later, then now I will take my lunch, since the hour for lunch has arrived. And dying, I will tend to later. It blew my mind. Who the heck was this first-century guy who in 2 sentences displayed both a delightful sense of humor and a no-nonsense attitude toward life and death? We don't really know much about him, not even his real name. Epictetus in Greek simply means acquired, since he was a slave born around the year 55 in Hierapolis, modern-day Pamukkale, in western Turkey. He was bought by Epaphroditos, a wealthy freedman and secretary to the Emperor Nero. Some time after moving to Rome, Epictetus began to study Stoic philosophy with the most prestigious teacher of the time, Musonius Rufus. That may have helped him on the occasion of a defining episode in his life when he became crippled. Origen tells us how Epictetus handled it. Might you not then take Epictetus, who, when his master was twisting his leg, said, smiling and unmoved, You will break my leg. And when it was broken, he added, Did I not tell you that you would break it? Eventually, Epictetus obtained his freedom and began to teach philosophy in Rome. At first, it didn't go too well. Referring to an episode that happened to him while he was expounding philosophy in the streets of the imperial capital, he recounted to one of his students, You run the risk of someone saying, What business is that of yours, sir? What are you to me? Pester him further, and he is liable to punch you in the nose. I myself was once keen for this sort of discourse, until I met with just such a reception. Apparently he wasn't annoying just to people in the street. Like many other Stoics before and after him, he had a dangerous tendency to speak truth to power, so the Emperor Domitian exiled him in the year 93. Undaunted, he moved to Nicopolis in northwestern Greece and established a school there. It became the most renowned place to learn philosophy in the entire Mediterranean, and a later emperor, Hadrian, stopped by to visit and pay his regards to the famous teacher. Epictetus, just like his role model Socrates, did not write anything down, focusing instead on teaching and talking to his many students. Thankfully, one of them was Arrian of Nicomedia, who later became a public servant, military commander, historian, and philosopher in his own right. The only 2 sets of teachings we have from Epictetus are Arrian's notes, collected in 4 books of discourses, half of which are unfortunately lost, and a short handbook or manual known as the Enchiridion. Epictetus lived a simple life, unmarried and owning few things. In his old age, he adopted a friend's child who would have otherwise been exposed to death, and raised him with the help of a woman. He died around 135 CE, approximately 80 years old, a remarkable age for the time, or any time, really. Back to my own discovery of Epictetus. I was positively stunned. Why had I never come across his writings before, or even his name, such as it is? I was fairly well acquainted with the other major Stoics, particularly Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, but Epictetus didn't come up even during my graduate studies in philosophy. His star may have been eclipsed among modern professional philosophers, occupied as they too often are in precisely the sort of logical hair-splitting that the sage from Hierapolis disdained.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?